Hey guys, I'm Sage Valentine and I'm back here to review another episode of CBS's Big Brother Season 20, episode number 24, so let's just get down to it. So I was watching the feeds earlier today and apparently Scotty went off at Haley, and I'm more than sure that Big Brother is going to show it in Wednesday's episode or Thursday's episode, but I caught the tail end of what happened. It was basically Haley... From what I saw, Haley sitting in that little room, I forgot what it's called, with Tyler, Angela, and Casey, and they kind of put the game aside to, comfort her and try to calm her down because she was boo-hooing. I don't know what he said because I didn't get to see that part. I saw those three comforting Haley. While they were comforting her, they kind of warned her about Scotty. Tyler was trying to make her laugh, and he started talking about Brett's craziness during the veto competition, and right when they all were leaving the room, Casey hugged Haley. I mean, I can't be surprised that Scotty threw her under the bus, and I can't be surprised that they argued, because this is Big Brother and this is what people do. It was kind of sad, though, to see Scotty all red-faced, and it looked like he had been crying on the feeds. I mean, the whole situation was sad from, like, a human standpoint. As far as the game is concerned, Scotty is a shady character, but he's not the shadiest of the shady in the house, and he's not the most dangerous player. And the fact that in tonight's episode, Fessy is targeting him is hilarious because level 4 and the two outliers are basically public enemy number 1. But by devising that plan to throw Scotty under the bus, they put all the heat on him. And then you have JC telling Haley that Scotty liked her, and I saw most of their conversation until I finally just turned it off because JC started talking really fast and I couldn't understand what he was saying. But it was his goal, as we saw in tonight's episode, to make Fessy jealous because Haley is his weakness. That's why I always say in all my reviews, when it comes to showmances, they are very dangerous in the game, which is why I don't like them. Because the showmancer and the showmancy in the most recent seasons and the seasons beyond the ones where the showmances worked in the end, people got hurt. And those people didn't win the game. And it looks like Haley and Fessy are going to be in big trouble when the next HOH is crowned. You guys didn't hear it on TV, but Brett tried to push the idea of Sam being a pawn. He said it today on the feeds. And Fessy wants to make sure that Scotty is the one going home this week and that he has the votes. And Sam and Scotty are trying to get Fessy to backdoor Haley. Yes, you heard me right, Haley. And I would say I wouldn't believe that he would do that. But JC was right about Fessy and this testosterone thing that he gets on when it comes to Haley. He gets this one-track mind, and it just completely clouds his judgment. As for Sam, I don't think she's crazy. I don't think she's losing it. I think all of this is a part of her strategy, and she's going to end up in the bottom, not the bottom 3, in the final 3, because she has them all fooled. I mean, they see what she's doing, but at the same time, they're not targeting her, so she's pretty much safe. So, JC warned Fessy right before the vote to evict Rockstar that they did not have the votes. Scotty said that he could not afford anyone but himself or Fessy to win this HOH, and when Fessy won the HOH, and they showed it in tonight's episode, all I could think about was everything that I witnessed and read that was happening this weekend in the house. Scotty is so confident that Fessy will keep him safe, and Scotty admits that he's tired of coming second place in competitions. Fessy said he's tired of letting people skate on by in this game. He doesn't want to hear what anyone has to say. JC's happy that Fessy won, of course, because now he can use Fessy as his puppet. Brett is worried that Fessy won the HOH, and they show like a snippet of him being worried, but in the bathroom he put the towel over his head, so he looked like he was about to cry, in my opinion. Haley is excited that Fessy won HOH, and she said this week is going to be easy because there's no twist to screw them up. I hate to say it, but I kind of wish there was a twist to blame what happened this week on. Haley believes that Scotty was the one vote to keep Rockstar, and she says that they need him as a number. Tyler and JC apparently came up with a plan to make the whole house believe that Brett tried to save Rockstar, but they know, or they knew, that Scotty would vote to save Rockstar. And Brett is down with that plan. And Haley asked Fessy who he's going to put up on the block, and he said that he would put up one of the boys, but he doesn't want to put up Casey or Angela. And when he says one of the boys, he does not mean JC, because I saw that conversation on the feeds, and as soon as he said he wasn't putting up JC, that's when I knew it was going to be a big mess. But then Fessy says he doesn't want to put up Tyler because then Scotty could win the veto and save him. Haley tells Fessy about Brett's deal with Rockstar. You know, the whole Mr. and Mrs. Smith thing. Fessy says at first that he's not touching Scotty and he's not going to waste this HOH, but he did. And he said something on the feeds about people in the middle messing up his game and how they need to go. And I'm just like, you know, you're voting out Scotty, and Scotty is shady, but honey, the two most dangerous players besides Brett and Tyler and level 4 have to be Sam and JC. Because Sam is just skating along and JC is running around planting seeds and starting stuff. He really should be on the block this week. So JC is safe for another week. And JC lies to Fessy and tells him that Scotty voted Rockstar out and Brett is the one that tried to save Rockstar, because that's what Sam said. Sam never said that. Fessy says that he only trusts Haley and JC. Really, he should only trust Haley, because JC is playing him like a fiddle. And Fessy says he'll do what's best for his game. Well, he's not doing it this week. Fessy says he has to get to the bottom of who voted to keep Rockstar in the game. Level 4 is happy about JC's little plan, and they know that Fessy will fall for this, especially if JC tells him about Scotty's crush on Haley. Then we see Fessy's HOH room segment, and he's very emotional as he reads a letter from home. Now, Fessy says he will do what's best for his game. He says it again. And he asks the people in the room with him who kept Rockstar. Scotty just came out point blank in front of the house and said, you know what? I kept her. Then all of a sudden, Brett says, you know what? F it. I did it because I feel like the house is against me, and I think he said something about, Casey, you know, you felt that way, or something to that effect. Scotty was like, this is cute. This is really cute. He was like, you know, Casey, you're a BS actor. And Casey's like, everyone's been acting so fake and hasn't been feeling the vibes this week. And, well, she hasn't. And Scotty says it's cute. And Casey says she talks to Scotty more than Brett. And I'm just looking at all of them during this conversation because I watched it on the feeds. And I'm like, this whole thing is a lie, even before I knew it was a lie. I'm like, this is a lie. Every single word that's coming out of their mouth is a lie. Like, Scotty is the one that saved or tried to save Rockstar. Everybody else voted Rockstar out. Brett said that there was no need for everyone to be hostile to each other. And then Fessy's like, listen, I got what I needed. That's the end of this meeting. And he feels satisfied by this conversation. I'm just like, dude, did you not notice that they were putting on? Apparently he did not. So Fessy said that both Scotty and Brett have been into a lot of shady stuff in the house. True. But so has Tyler and JC and Angela and Casey and Sam. JC tells Haley that Scotty likes her, and I listened to that conversation and he really worked his magic on her. I had to turn off the feeds because I was completely annoyed with that conversation. And plus, once again, I couldn't understand what JC was saying because he was talking fast. That's why the feeds really need a closed caption option or something, because it's just a mess. Haley said you have to listen when it comes to JC and nod your head. So that's how I knew that Haley was not all here for what JC was saying. Now, thank goodness for the diary room segment, because that's when I realized that Haley was not listening to JC. Because if you listen to that conversation on the feeds, you would have thought like I did that Haley was really listening to him and really believing everything that he was saying. But she said in her diary room section, you know, when it comes to people like JC, you just kind of have to listen and nod. You can't argue with them. So when Haley, JC, and Fessy are all in the HOH room, JC tells Haley in front of Fessy that Scotty really likes her. And Haley, in her diary room segment, is just like, maybe Fessy should not be listening to JC. But Fessy believes everything that comes out of JC's mouth. Then Scotty comes in, because I think Scotty was lingering outside the door. He was going to knock on the door, and then he comes in, and everything becomes kind of weird and iffy. So if they thought they were fooling Scotty, they didn't. Not at all. So later on, Haley tries to reason with Fessy. She tells him, you know what, Scotty is not coming after me. He's the one person that I have in the house who's not gunning for me. And then they're looking on the screen that shows like outside of the HOH room, and Haley's like, listen, I need to go talk to Scotty, because Scotty looked like he was anxious. He looked like he was really, really upset. And Fessy, like clockwork, got jealous and didn't want her to go, but she went out and she talked to him. Scotty reveals to Haley, you know what, Level 4 used you last week during your HOH reign, and now they're trying to use Fessy, and part of their plan is to make me look like a liar. And the sad part about that conversation was that Scotty says, you know what, I really trust Fessy. Scotty was like, it would be really stupid for him to put him up, and it is stupid, considering that right now the Hive only has 3 people. That's it, and they need all the numbers they can get. Poor Scotty tried to explain to Fessy what was going on in the house. He tried to tell him that Level 4, aka Tyler, Brett, Angela, Casey, and the adjacent Sam and JC, are all working together, and they want you to believe that Brett is a lone shark all by himself. And Fessy's not listening. Fessy's like, well, I've never seen them working together, and Fessy does not want to buy anything that Scotty is saying, and I feel like once Fessy gets into that jury house and is able to watch his tapes, and once Rockstar and Bailey are able to tell him what they noticed, and then if Scotty goes this week, he's able to tell him, Fessy is going to feel like such an idiot when he gets into the jury house. Haley says she has to make sure that Fessy is doing this, meaning targeting Scotty or nominating people because he wants to, not because of JC. Haley tells Fessy, listen, Scotty is our only ally. And she brings up a good point. How much game does Tyler, Brett, Angela, Casey, and so on talk with you? Fessy had no answer. Haley was like, you don't understand. They are coming for me because of what I did last week. How Fessy can't see it? He's so blinded by his love of Haley and his allegiance to JC, who he knows is lying to him, that he's completely messing up his game. He's being extremely foolish. And on his So pretty much Fessy nominated Brett and Scotty, and I'm saying to myself, you made a really big mistake. It should have been Brett and Tyler, or Angela and Casey and backdoor Brett, or Brett and Sam, or Brett and JC. All I know is that Brett should be on the block because he's dangerous. Him, Sam, and JC are dangerous, and if they end up being the final three, I'm going to be here laughing my behind off because they were allowed to skate through the game. I am like, who was it? I think even Fessy said it, which I'm surprised he even said it. I'm still trying to figure out how Brett is still in the game. He was in a showmance with Winston. They were both pretty dangerous together. They both should have been voted out back to back. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. But Fessy was like, you know what, I'm nominating you, Brett, because whenever I talk to you, you beat around the bush. And Scotty, you flipped the votes that week when Swaggy was backdoored. And you were wearing a Swaggy t-shirt. If only Scotty had kept that information to himself, and then no one would be looking at him and side-eyeing him and thinking that he's shady. And Fessy's just like, you know what? I don't care who goes this week. One of you can win the veto, and then you can take yourself off. Fessy, honestly, is mirroring Sam during her HOH, Bailey during her HOH, and a little bit of Haley during her HOH, and Caitlyn during her HOH, and I think Scotty was a teeny bit foolish during his HOH, and Tyler was a little bit off as well. I think every HOH so far this season has been acting out and acting weird. Fessy basically said in his diary room session, you know what, both Brett and Scotty are liars and I don't trust them. Brett says Fessy is an idiot and Brett's going to be safe again because he has the numbers. Scotty's like, this is so stupid. You put your ally on the block. JC's like, mission completed. Mission completed. I am the puppet master. Something to that effect. And Haley's like, I hope that I can clean this up in the veto competition, meaning she wants to win veto. Yeah, I know the outcome of that. I know what happened. That's all I'm going to say. I swear these wild cards keep getting the HOH crown. I feel like next week is going to probably be JC. And if it's JC, honey, I'm going to sit back and relax. And as my mom says, sip some tea because it's going to be a mess. Because if he has to put somebody up on the block, and say, for instance, he ends up putting up Haley and Fessy and one of them wins the veto. Say it's Haley that wins the veto and JC ends up putting Brett up on the block. Fessy will be going to the jury house. And it serves him right because he made some foolish moves this weekend. And he kept saying he didn't want to waste his HOH, and he did just that. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Shout out to all of the commenters. Keep leaving those comments because I want to know how you feel about this season and how you felt about tonight's episode. And who you think is going to be the next HOH, because I truly believe it's probably going to be JC. Or it could be Casey. Either way, it's going to be a wild card. And I forgot to add that Angela was a little wackadoodle when she was HOH as well. I don't know what it is. I feel like they go in the diary room, production says something to them, and they come out, and their chests are all puffed up, and it's like, you're just an HOH. I don't ever recall in other seasons the HOH crown getting into people's heads as much as it did in season 20. That's why a lot of people on social media are saying these people are cracked. Some people even go so far as to say they're on crack. I wouldn't go that far. Yeah, that's about it. So I love you guys, and I'll be back Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday, and Wednesday and Thursday. And this Wednesday's review is going to be late. I'm letting you know this right now because I got a lot of TV to watch. So I'll have it up probably by early Thursday, but it'll be up before Thursday's episode. But love you guys. See you later. Bye, guys. Love you all. Bye.